First and foremost, I want to thank you very much for having me in this short interview. There's a lot we can do, but in this divided world, but there are also challenges that we have to come to terms with. Personally, what I always advise is engagement. 1 engagement, 2 engagement, 3 engagement. Because if we stay apart and we're not talking to one another, we're not engaging one another, then the problem continues. It can even be small, but can be escalated because we're not talking up to one another. So talking to one another is very important. But the other thing I mentioned earlier on, we don't just talk for the sake of talking. We must be honest. I will tell you what, people who are fighting are usually very suspicious. They do not know whether you have your own agenda or you really are taking care of their interest. So building that trust so that they can know that you're genuine about what you're talking about, so that they know that the process is general, can deliver peace to them, is very important. Well, there are a number of dynamics. There's, first of all, I should not exaggerate this, the northern world and the southern world. That divide exists whether we like it or not, it is there. And then, unfortunately, in the southern world, there's no political stability. There's the issue of democracy. There's the issue of unemployed youth. There's the issue of poverty. There's the issue of people who are marginalized, who are not included in sharing the national card. So there are a host of issues that we really need to sit down religiously and discuss very openly in a very candid manner so that we can come up with some solution. I think I used the word at one point, let's be very innovative about this. There are many wonderful people around the world that can be consulted. And there are very many people who are willing to do something. It's about approaching them. It's about identifying the right people. Now, that said, I also must add in here that, like in Africa, they usually go to former heads of states because there's this belief that former heads of states have political clout. Yes, it is very important that somebody has political clout. But some of them are responsible for the problems their citizens went to. So how can they bring peace if they could not bring prosperity to their people? If they could not bring peace to them, unite them, and have a democratic process in place. So the choice of the people really, really matter very much. That proper background check is carried out to know that the people fit the kind of responsibilities being given. We can have religious leaders, but does everybody believe in them? Because in this divided world, as you put it, yesterday I was listening to a program. Even the religious leaders are very divided. There are those, for example, who are supporting the war in Gaza, who believe in what is written in the Bible. They're losing their human value and being misled. So even religious leaders, we cannot just trust them because they happen to wear robes and they happen to carry Bibles or even the Quran. We have to be careful and find people who are really genuine, who can be committed, who are compassionate about peace. I cannot think of it off the top of my head, but if there was opportunity, there definitely are people who are respected, who are genuine, who are people who unite people. Because another thing which is very important in all this is you must bring somebody who is patient. Because when people are emotional and you say, shut up, you're talking too much, then they get bottled up. You need patience, you need people who are good listeners. In these, people who are affected by war, empathy is very critical, is very, very important. So the character has to have those very special qualities of patience, of being good listeners, and they don't lecture, and have empathy to understand the situation of various people. They are there, but we have to look for them very carefully and not rushed.